So, there I was. 6 hyenas had this tiny baby elephant completely surrounded in the middle of an open clearing. This baby was no more than 3 months old, just spinning in circles and screaming desperately for its mom, who was nowhere in sight. The alpha male with this torn ear lunged forward, snapping his jaws right at the baby's feet. The baby jumped back and slammed into another hyena, which immediately grabbed its tail. I floored the gas pedal. My Jeep just tore through the bushes, the hood snapping branches like twigs. The clearing was right there, and I saw a third hyena coming from the side, going straight for the hamstrings. Classic hyena move, guys. Immobilize the prey, then tear it apart while it's still alive. My Jeep sped into the clearing. I grabbed my rifle and fired into the air. That shot echoed across the whole savannah. The hyenas flinched but didn't run. They just stopped about 20 paces away and started howling at each other. I jumped out of the car, grabbed my flare gun, and fired it right under the alpha male's paws. The flare exploded in red flames with this deafening bang. The pack finally backed down. The alpha barked some command, and the hyenas turned and disappeared into the tall grass. But I knew they wouldn't go far. The baby elephant was just standing there in the middle of the clearing, trembling all over. Blood was dripping from its bitten tail, but the wound wasn't deep, more like a scratch. I walked up slowly, trying not to freak him out. And this baby suddenly took a few steps toward me, nudged my leg with his trunk, and whined so pitifully. This little guy was completely alone. No mother, no herd. And elephants never abandon their babies. Never. But this one seemed to have wandered off, gotten separated from his herd, and now he was alone in the middle of the savannah. Leaving him, there would have been a death sentence. Those hyenas would be back within a minute of me leaving. I pulled out my radio. "Mace, this is Kofi. I found a lone elephant calf in the eastern sector. No sign of the herd. I'm gonna look for them. I'll be in touch." I needed to find his family. Fast. I looked around for tracks. Dents from heavy feet. Broken branches. Piles of dung. About 50 paces away, I spotted these telltale grooves in the ground. Adult elephants passed through here, recently. The grass hadn't even straightened back up yet. The tracks led northwest, toward the hills. I started moving forward, and the calf immediately trotted after me, trying to keep up with every step. His tiny legs could barely keep pace with me, but he stubbornly stayed close. I am clearly terrified of being alone again. We followed the trail. I kept noticing new signs. Gnawed acacia branches as tall as me. Fresh droppings that hadn't been spread by dung beetles yet. The herd had passed through here no more than an hour ago. 20 minutes later, we reached this dry riverbed, and I stopped dead. A herd of buffalo was grazing on the other side. About 30 of them, with several huge bulls surrounding the group. They noticed us immediately. The nearest bull raised his head, staring right at us. His horns were enormous, curved, sharp tips that could pierce even a rhino's hide. Buffaloes are among the most dangerous animals in Africa, guys. They kill more people than lions do. And we were standing directly in the path of the elephant trail that went straight through their territory. The bull snorted and took a few steps toward us, lowering his head. The baby elephant pressed against my leg and whined softly. I knew the rules. No running, no eye contact, no sudden movements. I put my hand on the baby's head and started moving left, step by step. The bull suddenly stamped his hoof and faked a charge. The baby twitched and tried to run. I grabbed him by the ear and held him in place, just kept walking at a steady pace. My heart was pounding like crazy, but I didn't speed up. Another bull joined the first one, both watching us with this grim attention. We circled the herd for about 10 minutes, made this huge detour through the dry grass. The buffalo gradually lost interest in us and went back to grazing. When we finally reached the other side of the riverbed, I breathed this massive sigh of relief. The elephant trail continued on toward a clump of baobab trees on the hillside. Another half-hour later, I heard what I was waiting for. The low rumble of elephants somewhere beyond the trees. I sped up, and the baby elephant trumpeted and ran forward. A herd appeared from behind the baobabs. 8 adult females and several babies. The baby ran toward them with this joyful squeal. But something went totally wrong. The nearest female turned toward him, pricked up her ears, and let out a warning bellow. The baby just stopped dead. The second female stamped her foot. The third swung her trunk. They wouldn't accept him, which meant it was the wrong herd. Elephants recognize their own by scent, and this baby smelled like a stranger to them. I rushed forward and grabbed the baby, dragging him back. One of the females suddenly charged forward. Her tusks slashed so close I felt the rush of air. I backed away, holding the trembling baby until we were at a safe distance. The baby was whining pitifully. Didn't understand why he'd been rejected. I realized we'd been following the wrong trail this whole time. Somewhere out there in the huge savannah was his real mother, and we had to start all over. We headed back to the fork in the trail, and that's when I spotted them. 3 hyenas crouched on a distant hill, looking right at us. Same pack. I recognized the alpha male with the torn ear. They'd been tracking us this whole time, waiting for the right moment. Every minute could cost us our lives. I got back to the fork, and this time took the second path, a weaker one, almost invisible. The size of the tracks made it clear this faint trail belonged to a single female elephant. She was walking alone, without a herd. Weird. Female elephants always stick together. The calf suddenly stopped, raised his trunk, and started sniffing. His ears perked up. He let out this short, excited sound and just took off so fast I could barely keep up. The baby had recognized his mother's scent. We ran out into an open space at the foot of the hill. I saw a lone acacia tree with a wide crown. Under the tree lay the female elephant, enormous, motionless. She wasn't moving. Not even her ears were twitching. The calf rushed toward her with this piercing cry. Started poking her face with his trunk, pushing, trying to lift her. The female didn't react. I ran up and put my hand to her neck, feeling for a pulse. The skin was warm, but it felt nothing. Were we too late? Then the elephant slowly raised her head. She was alive, but clearly suffering. Her eyes were cloudy, her breathing heavy and rough. The calf trumpeted with joy and snuggled against her side. And I finally saw the reason for everything. On the elephant's right front leg, just above the knee, there was this huge abscess. A swelling the size of a football, gray-white, skin stretched tight, an infection. The elephant couldn't walk properly because of the pain. Every step was torture. That's why she'd fallen behind the herd. That's why she couldn't follow the calf when he ran too far. That's why the baby ended up alone in the middle of the savannah, at the mercy of the hyenas. I grabbed my radio. "Base, this is Kofi. We need a vet team immediately. Sending coordinates. Adult elephant with severe abscess on her leg. Critical condition. Need Kofi and Abina with a full surgical kit." The dispatcher came back a few seconds later. "Roger that, Kofi. Sending the team. They'll be with you shortly." I sat down next to the elephant and waited. The calf snuggled against her side, calmed down, and went quiet. He felt safe again with his mom. Half an hour later, a cloud of dust appeared on the horizon. Soon a vet pickup pulled up. Kofi and Abina rushed out with equipment and quickly checked the situation. Kofi examined the abscess and frowned. "We need to get her up on her feet. The abscess is on the inside of her leg. Lying down won't allow proper access for drainage. The pus will flow into the muscles." Abina filled a syringe and injected the elephant at the base of her ear. "The skin there is thinner. The medication gets into the bloodstream faster. A mild sedative," she explained. "She stand, but she won't feel pain or twitch." After a few minutes, the elephant started to rise, slowly, unsteadily. First she tucked her front legs under her, then her back legs. finally stood up. Her eyes were half closed. She swayed, but she stayed standing. Kofi walked up with instruments. Advanced infection. At least 2 weeks old. It's amazing she's still walking. He took a scalpel and made an incision. Thick, gray-yellow pus just gushed from the wound. The baby elephant saw this and rushed toward his mom with an anxious cry, trying to push Kofi away with his trunk. The baby thought his mom was being hurt. I grabbed him and pulled him aside, hugged him. Quiet, baby. They're helping her. The baby elephant was trembling, but he gradually calmed down. Just stood nearby, not taking his eyes off his mom. Abina flushed the cavity with antiseptic. Kofi removed dead tissue. The elephant stood motionless, only occasionally shifting from foot to foot. The surgery took almost an hour. Kofi placed a drain. Abina gave antibiotics and anti-inflammatory meds. When they finished, Kofi turned to me. She survived, Kofi. She'll be good as new in a month. You found her just in time. A couple more days, and the infection would have gotten into her bloodstream. The elephant was gradually coming out of the sedative. Her eyes cleared. She looked around and made a low sound. The baby elephant immediately ran up and trumpeted, nuzzling her face. The elephant wrapped him with her trunk and held him close. She took a few careful steps, and I saw the limp had almost disappeared. The pain was gone. For the next 2 weeks, I visited them every day, checking the bandage, changing the drain, giving antibiotics. The baby elephant could already recognize the sound of my Jeep from far away and would run out to greet me, trumpeting happily. The elephant was improving right before my eyes. The wound was healing. Her strength was coming back. She was already finding food and water on her own. A month later, I visited for the last time. The abscess had completely healed, left only a pink streak of scar. The mother elephant was standing in the shade of an acacia tree. Next to her, the baby elephant was playing, now way bigger and stronger. He ran in circles, grabbed branches with his trunk, nudged his mom in the side. I got out of the Jeep. The baby elephant ran up to me, nuzzling my chest with his trunk. The mother elephant also walked over and made a low call. Not threatening, more grateful. A herd appeared in the distance. Her family was returning. The mother elephant turned her head and trumpeted in response to their call. The baby elephant wrapped his trunk around my hand one last time and ran after his mom. I watched them walk away, the big mother and the little baby at her side. Step for step, they walked toward the herd at the foot of the hills, soon disappeared into the golden haze of the savannah. If this story got to you, please smash that like button and subscribe. I've got way more incredible rescue stories coming your way. Thanks for watching, guys.